Alright, hi, my name is Jack Pitchley. Today I'm going to show you the deadlift movement. We're just going to walk through what it requires, what movements requires, your hand position, your feet position, everything about your stance. We're going to also go through your back tension and when you're going to be pulling and when you're going to be not pulling. I'm going to go through a couple of incorrect movements just to make sure people are doing it correctly, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, now you know what the video is all about. I'm going to go through the setup for the deadlift. Having a good setup for the deadlift is crucial to have the perfect stance, perfect grip, perfect everything. It'll help you get more weight out and pick it up easier. To start off with, we'll talk about the feet. When you're talking about the feet, you want to try and make your feet shoulder width apart. This will help you steady when you're doing the deadlift. It'll help you side to side, front to front. It's always good to make sure to try and shoulder width apart. You don't want it too close, so you might slip and you won't feel steady throughout the movement. So when you're starting the deadlift, make sure when you're looking down and that your shoulders are pretty much in line with your feet. This is important. Now that I've already talked about the foot position, a handy little trick that I like to use is to draw a little box. This is called a square base. Whilst you're standing in your foot position and you've got your feet shoulder width apart, you can just draw a little box around, and it'll help just if you walk away, then you can just quickly come back into your box and know where your foot is going to be straight away. This will help just when you before you perform the deadlift, you just quickly know that your feet are in the correct position. Okay, now you're drawing your little box, you need to know where the bar needs to be in relation to your feet. A good way to measure where the bar needs to be is when you're in your little box with your feet shoulder width apart. The bar should be in mid-foot region. This will help to make sure that you're pulling from the right place, and it's not too far in front, so you're pulling from there, and it's not too far back, so then you've actually got straight legs. It's important just to have it in the middle, just when you get ready to pull, it's from the right place. Okay, now you know your foot stance and where your foot needs to be within the square base and the relation to the bar. You now need to know where your hands need to be. A good way that I like to figure out where the hands are is you just have your hands next to your hips. You don't want them inside your hips, just right next to them. You can just stick your thumb out a little bit and touch your hips. This will help just to make sure when you're going down, you want your hands just to be clearing your hips, your knees. This is important so when you're actually pulling up, your hands aren't obstructed when you're actually pulling the bar up. So have your hands here, you could just stick your thumb out a little bit and touch your hips. You want to go down. When you're going down, just make sure your hands aren't actually touching your knees. This is extremely important, just so they're not getting in the way for the lift. Okay, now you know where your hands need to be on the bar. Now I need to talk about the grip. The grip is extremely important, especially when you're getting up to big weights. With the bigger weights, it's going to be more and more difficult to actually grip the bar. The grip that I like to use is called the hook grip. The hook grip is where you'll get the bar on the palm of your hand, and then you'll flex your thumb round. Once you flex your thumb round, you'll then put your two fingers there and put the other two fingers over the top of the thumb. This is an extremely good grip. It'll help to grab the bar so much easier, rather than putting your palm on the bar and just flexing your hands around like that. It's more likely just to slip out, rather than when you put your thumb round, two fingers over the top just to grab hold. Like when you pull like that, if you keep them two fingers on top of your thumb, it's not going to go anywhere. So you want the double hand over hook grip, so you'll just get your palm on the bar, put your thumb round, two fingers over the top. This is extremely good grip and I advise everyone to use it. It's it'll help just not to lose the grip off the bar and make it easier to pull them bigger weights. Okay, now you've got your full stance, you've got your grip all perfect, you're almost ready to pull. There's two things that are really important before you actually pull the bar up, and that is when you're grabbing the bar and you're ready to pull, that the shoulders are over the bar. This is extremely important. Just so you pull it on the correct place rather than having your shoulders too far back, you're putting too much strain on your hamstrings. Also, I want to see that the back is nice and flat. This is extremely important, that all the tension is in the back. This is just so you're not putting too much pressure on your spine. When you're arching your back like this, the spine's taking off. Tension rather than back muscles in the back. So get right down. This is the perfect stance I want to see before you pull the bar up. This is what I want to see before you pull it up. Okay, now you've got all the correct setup. You've got your feet in the right place, you've got the right grip, you know where your shoulders need to be in relation to the bar, and you know where your hips are. It's now ready to pull, so if you want to get the bar close. Right, when you pull it, you want to make sure that the angle of the torso it stays the same until the bar actually reaches your knee. So if you want to pull the bar with your knees, that angle stays the same, and then once you get to your knees, you'll open up that angle to then get it to a full deadlift. It is extremely important to keep the bar as close to your body as possible. So if you want to go back down, when Louis pulls the bar up to his knees, the bar is close to the knees, to the legs all the time, and once he opens up that angle, it stays even touching or extremely close to the body. The thing that some people do, they extend the legs too much straight away. This will make it so the bar is nowhere near or even touching the legs. This is not good, as it sometimes arches the back and it could cause serious injury. So what I want to see is that the bar is coming up, touching the knees all the way, and you open up that angle. You only open up that angle once the bar's actually touched the knees. It's extremely important to do this, obviously. Back man start arching, it could cause serious injury to yourself. Okay, now you understand the concept of the deadlift and what movements it requires within the torso, the legs and the back. It's important to also understand the concept of breathing throughout the deadlift. When you talk about breathing with a deadlift, it's an anaerobic exercise. Therefore, when you go down to grab the bar, you'll take a big deep breath through your lungs. This gets the back all tight. This will help just for making a lift. So when you take the big deep breath, you'll pull it up to your legs, to your knees, sorry. Then you'll extend the angle of the torso. And then you'll go back down, keeping that deep breath in. It just keeps all the back tight. So you'll see again, take the big deep breath, pull to the knees, extend the angle. It keeps that back all the way tight, because when you pull in all the air into your lungs, it gets everything tight, it blows it all out, and it helps it so then it's not nice and it's not loose, and makes it just easier to do the deadlift. Okay, now he's done his few sets of warm-ups on the 40 kilograms and the 80 kilograms weight. We've now moved up to 120 kilo. Now this is past Louis' clean. I'd start recommending to use the mixed hand grip. The mixed hand grip is where you move one of your hands supinated. For Louis, this is his left hand. You'll still do the same setup, so you'll go down, make sure your hands are not anywhere near your knees, and you'll grab the bar. still making sure that you implement the hook grip. This will just help just to make sure that you're not losing grip of the bar. Okay, now it's on a bigger weight. I like Louis just to make sure he's using the same technique, making sure he pulls to the knees before he extends the angle of the torso. So let's see it. Nice. As you can see, Louis is still trying to make sure that the bar is in the center of the square base. This is important, and that the bar's staying in contact with his legs at all times. Okay, one more. Nice. Keeping that back nice and tight, taking that big deep breath before, just to keep it nice and tight, and the air pushing away, pushing out, so when the muscles become tight. Alright, now we're getting closer and closer to Louis' 1 rep max. We're going to start using the belt. The belt's really good to use once you start getting up at higher weights. It just helps keep the tension in the back and keep all the muscles tight, just so when you're pulling up you're not losing that tightness and you're not starting to arch your back. When you put the belt on, you just want to try and get it as tight as possible. So really take a big deep breath and pull it in and then clip it on. Okay, so now we're on 130, almost Louis' 1 rep max. You might start seeing a little bit of an arch in his back. This is where Louis really got to fight to try and keep that back tight and keep all the tension throughout. Okay, do you want to try and go down for it? As you can see, Louis is just taking his time just to really implement the setup. Got that hook grip just so he don't lose it, and got that mixed hand over. Okay, let's see it. You're going to pull the weight up to his knees, then extend that angle of the torso. Nice, nice. As you can see, you didn't see much arch in the back. This is really good, as this is quite close to his 1 rep max. Okay, now we've gone through everything with the deadlift. You're ready to start lifting some big weights. Just make sure when you are lifting the big weights, you're implementing everything. Make sure that you've got your set up for your feet. You make sure that your hands are not going, when you're going down, and not in front of your knees. And make sure that you're using that hook grip. And once you start getting over the weights that you're able to clean, then just start using the mixed overhand grip. The mixed overhand grip is extremely important, and I'd advise anyone to use it. Now you're ready to go lift some big weights for the deadlift. Have fun. Thanks for watching my video.